favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Friday. Jay Foreman, DP. Got my man Bach in here holding it down because the other two knuckleheads are out and about, but they'll be back next week. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andremat / Old Cheney, and 168th and Maple up there in the O, the Metro, Omaha, whatever you want to call it. Appreciate you guys pushing through this weekend as we slowly but surely get started in football heaven, as when the games start, both in the pros and college. A lot going on. Had a first slate of full preseason games last night. Had I guess the State of the Union address for the athletic department at the University of Nebraska, and had some coaches talk. We do have Riley Van Poppel talking, or his audio, because I think that's big, just because of I think that, he's going to be a player that's going to play a big role. Got more preseason games tonight, and then I think it's a good discussion. We could probably spend a whole hour on it, because I think it's a changing of the guard, but also something to keep your eye on, both collegiately, locally, maybe not necessarily Nebraska, but local schools that are in the 500-mile radius and in the Big Ten. There's an article about former star players becoming head coaches, and obviously their success rate and why the change of going towards hiring coaches. It's not just that, DP and Bach. I think also you see a lot of present NBA players, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard. Sure I'm missing some. They are now acting as GMs and consultants for their universities that they played at in their collegiate career. Some has only been a year. Steph Curry obviously played, quite some time, has been really involved in a lot of unique projects, started his own golf league for underprivileged or colleges and players that don't get the notice to potentially make it to bigger tournaments and possibly the PGA Tour. But then also, obviously, in his realm is in the basketball with Davidson. So a lot has changed. I do remember where coaches were adamant not to hire former players, because they would tell us, DP and Bach, that you could play, but you can't coach. And they would always refer back to when the Magic Man was the coach of the Lakers and he wasn't successful. They always referenced different players that were failures, but now I think that has definitely changed.
Yeah, I mean, from the business aspect of things, right? The fact that greater exposure to successful business operators and business leaders, the ability for the LeBrons and Stephs of the world, the Tom Brady's of the world, the Magic Johnsons of the world, to have access to people in business who can facilitate knowledge, shared data, shared revenue resources, financial resources, and legal resources.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you got to think of the Dolphins. I think Serena Williams is a part owner. I know that
Serena and Venus,
right?
yeah.
And then when I was with Houston, I'm thinking, people don't remember Ray Childress, who was a really prominent player for the Oilers. He was a 1% owner, and there was a couple other players that had 1%, and that was just in the ownership. I think it's really changed. Look at these dudes here. This is the best.
Yeah.
Well, look what we got here.
Yeah,
Got
a little OU, got a
just like an
UU.
Oklahoma Sooner, just right up in the mix of that big old waterhead. But I think now with having former players being head coaches. Now, obviously, a lot of them are starting at predominantly HBCUs, historically black, colleges, and that's where they're starting. You think of Deshaun Jackson, obviously, Deion Sanders.
Ed Reed was in the
Reed was there,
conversation.
and then obviously Eddie George is now at Bowling Green, but he was at Tennessee State. You have a lot of coaches, I think, at was it Memphis and East Tennessee, because I know Coach Stewart, and I know they have David Dio, who was a teammate of mine. Now he's Caucasian, but I was just saying it's for these coaches to get some starts and they don't use the lack of experience, I think is probably good for some of these universities. It works. No matter what happens with primetime Deion Sanders or Coach Sanders up in Colorado, it has worked out for Colorado better than any coach they've hired or had since Rick Neuheisel. Period. Point blank. Colorado will never be the same. Whoever they hire after Deion Sanders has to be at a certain standard on and off the field as far as marketing and all that stuff, to where Colorado is at a different level. And so I wanted your guys' thoughts on that. What's changed? What's the upside or downside of hiring a former player to any position, but in particular, head coaching position in the article that I sent you?
Well, I mean, I immediately thought of Doug Williams going to Grambling, being around leaders, going into a mini business boot camp with Joe Gibbs, who let him peek behind the scenes at NASCAR and NFL meeting rooms, ownership meeting rooms. The apprenticeships are all there. Look, it's knowledge. It's knowledge. The difference, like, I can sit here and tell you I know football, but I don't know it at Jay Foreman's level. I don't know. I can't tell you about how the players process in the space, how all coaches respond to certain situations and circumstance. There's just things I can't tell you. Jay is always going to be more informed in that. So why would you not want to pick the brain of the person with knowledge? I don't care where it comes from.
Yeah.
Like, that would be the measurement of intelligence, is your ability to accept people with knowledge. Like, tell me what I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one, whether it's consultant or analyst or, position coach or assistant position coach, or in this case, the GMs or whatever, you got to think, you can throw Bill Belichick in there, because I think North Carolina hired a superstar, iconic. Now, granted, Bill Belichick has more experience than more people out there, but for a college to hire him is in the same realm because he's coming from the pros. And you got to think of Michael Vick, Norfolk State, right? You got to think of and Delaware State with Deshaun Jackson. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis have been tied into some jobs. And so when you go through the list of former players of different, I guess, heights in their career, you could talk about Mike Tomlin, Mike Vrabel, and Luke Fickell, but they really had to start as doing it free and really debuting the former player stigma. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think Vrabel had the former Patriot, so he actually went faster than Luke Fickell. Mike Tomlin wasn't at a big university, obviously, and it never really played in the pros, so he kind of gets a pass because you didn't play that much. Where I think is now you're seeing guys out here.
Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
The fact that they also attended, if you talk about Mike Tomlin's academic work at William & Mary is the thing that opens the door. That sometimes it's the UVA education.
Sure.
Tommy Amaker and his ability at Duke to get into Duke, to qualify, get the academic. Okay, now I'm an Ivy League head basketball coach.
Right. And doing well, too.
Right. So sometimes you just need the door kicked in, right?
Yeah, and
there's some of that.
And you need Coach K to get on the phone, and you need to be a good player for Coach K. So you get to kind of leapfrog the normal. But when you we're talking about like 10 out of thousands.
Well, to say that Quinn Snyder got him pretty easy out of Duke, and he wasn't the player that Johnny Dawkins or Tommy Amaker was. Right. So we get it. Wojo got advanced because Coach K got on the phone.
Right.
The Duke education,
right? And I think that's life, right? But I think when
Grant
you're talking
Hill
about,
in the same context, he doesn't make it in the analyst world.
Yeah.
Without all the stuff in place, you have to have your mom, the lawyer, the DC lawyer, and your dad, the Ivy League Cowboys Hall of Fame caliber player to advance.
I mean, it all adds up, and those. I think when we're talking about those guys, well, first of all, they all got ties to Duke, majority of them, so that's which is different,
right? We know that
which is different, and that's what that Duke is telling you when you're going there, or at least did, especially on the basketball. I think basketball is significantly different than football. I think it is. I think because football is obviously the rosters are big. There's a lot more that goes into it. I think the godfather of it all is Bruce Arians. I mean, people were mad at Bruce Arians for what he did with your Cardinals. Jake, you need to maybe we need to bring you on this conversation with your Cardinals. I mean, Bruce Arians, you're talking about Larry Foote, Byron Leftwich, Brinston Buckner.
Well, but take him back to Blacksburg, Virginia, and understand that in a time in the Appalachians where interracial roommates wasn't happening, and Bruce Arians said, "I'm the dude. Okay, give me the brother. We'll make it work."
Yeah, I mean, that's probably where maybe it started. But for him to essentially get his first head coaching job, right? So that's a marriage when you're looking at okay, you should have probably had a head coaching job. This is Bruce Arians 10 years prior. I mean, how many more number one picks you got to take the MVP? How many times you got to step in as an interim coach and knock it out of the park and all that? Now, granted, you did it, but when you do it, of all places, the Arizona Cardinals, you get ownership to buy into that these guys actually can coach, and I'm going to help them become better coaches. And then I think you see some guys, take off, to new heights. I mean, even look, it's not just about African American guys. It's like James Laurinaitis. James Laurinaitis had to go coach for free for a year or two at Ohio State. Then his former teammate, Marcus Freeman, gave him his first job, assistant coach.
Russ Grimm, another of the Arizona Cardinal coaches who, if Joe Gibbs doesn't coach that, right? Because there's Joe Bugle, there's a whole range. The coaching trees matter.
In a sense, but the way that it does, but when you look at James Laurinaitis,
it was trouble.
James Laurinaitis, where him is that's still for a player like that. And NCAA rules where you couldn't but you couldn't even really have extra people out there. So I understand the dynamics of that. So he was willing, really, cutting his teeth. But you got to think, when Turner Gill was there, you had to go coach high school.
Wouldn't most of these people we're talking about do as Laurinaitis did and do it for free if you're given the opportunity to get the experience, right?
Yeah, if you want to get going and you're at your place, and and I know James. I've been knowing him, pretty much or his whole life because he's from right around where I grew up. But I mean, there's a lot of guys that are doing other things because of 10 plus years ago they weren't able to get these opportunities. I think it's really interesting where you think Eddie George, he was on Broadway. And he was working at a financial firm, and then he reluctantly, based on somebody calling him out of the blue, took the Tennessee State job. People don't realize that he was in a budding acting career. Big old Eddie George, 6'4". I mean, I don't know if he was 250 then, and doing other things out there. Then he went and coached, and then Bowling Green was based on. I think Urban Meyer made the call, hey, think about Eddie George, bringing him back to the state of Ohio. And so, you got to think is not only what Eddie was able to do on the field, off the field, but it's an opportunity that isn't afforded to a lot of people.
Does the women's success of the Kara Lawsons of the world play into this as well, right? That you're knocking down those walls of former
Former players,
athletes
yeah.
being able to come
Don
in
Staley,
and have success.
yeah.
Come in and have success. It's important. I mean, think about it. Tammy Reese is doing well up at Colgate. It has to happen.
You need some pioneers.
Yeah.
You need some pioneers, and you got to think like, look how well like Art Shell. Did he get the best support from Al Davis?
No.
He was a Hall of Fame player, and then he's obviously able to parlay that to the league and stuff like that. So I just think it's interesting with this article on ESPN.
If they looked as hard at the sons of coaches as they do at the athletes who become coaches, right? Because the nepotism is real. They don't look nearly as hard at the son of a coach as they do.
They just look at it as the family business.
Right.
It's no different as that. Like, if the dad is I guess dad's a quarterback, then the son's going to be quarterback, so forth and so on. So I just think it was an interesting article.
I'm glad you switched sides of the ball. I want to have that.
I mean, if I would have went to Iowa, I would have played running back. Lawrence Phillips would change my mind real quick, Bach, real quick. I knew I was a bad dude toting that pill. Now I felt like I would have eventually, did my thing. I was like, yeah, he's just a year older than me. He probably he's doing a little bit more. He's doing a little bit more than I was doing. You know what I'm saying?
It looks different.
It looked different. And I was like, he's only a freshman. Then I went and looked and said, man, he might be. I think it was like Carl McCullough, the guy that was 2 years, too older than me, just a grade older than me. I was like, yeah, he's not. He wasn't held back. Yeah, I got that.
He was held back.
He wasn't held back. So I was like, you know what, Bach, that's for real. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was.
You lived at your aunt's house, didn't you?
It was a welcome change.
You lived at your aunt's house in a different school district, didn't you?
Because right? You got different names. Changing the letter. Instead of Foreman with an E, it was with no E. Nobody, you can't find you, boy. I tell you what, man. Then Coach Darlington was like, "Yeah, we don't need no safeties." I was out there stuck in the middle of O Street. Then Coach Steele was like, "Man, I'm bored," and the rest is history.
I'll take your art.
Yeah, man. I mean, you just never know. I mean, it's no different than we looking at the this article about coaching. Eddie George doesn't get the Bowling Green. Obviously, he's passionate about it. I mean, you can even look at it like, Warren Sapp or Marshall Faulk, and especially Warren Sapp, kind of, is at NFL Network and all that. And, you can say what you want, about how he acts off the field, but now it seems like he's found his purpose. And if he doesn't find it, or if he's not able to find his purpose. When you think about it, Deion Sanders doesn't get hired from a high school job to Jackson State, and then obviously to Colorado. Now it's obviously the dominoes. That is a form of nepotism because it's the homeboy hookup. There's no different.
Correct.
And sometimes you don't have to be related by blood to be a brother or sister. So it'd be interesting to see how they're judged, number one, which is probably more important than anything. What's successful and what's not successful. And then, how based on those fair or not fair judgments will other guys get into coaching.
Well, the text line mentions, the Harbaugh family. You think of the Hurley family in basketball. Yeah. You can think no matter the sport and the level, they're folks that get access. And quite frankly, there are some coaches who just create more coaches.
That's their
thing.
Yeah.
And you have to give credit to those people who are willing to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And because a lot of coaches are really protective and territorial. Listen, I don't want Jay Foreman to shine.
Yeah.
Right? Because if Jay Foreman shines, one, I'm going to lose him.
Yeah.
Two, I'm probably going to have to compete with him, and he's going to take what I taught him out to the streets.
Yeah.
There are a lot of folks that don't want to work that way.
Yeah, at every level. So, it's interesting. And, Harbaugh's, that's more of like a family business. Football is a family business. And, things got to time out right. But it'll be interesting how many players that retire, here in the next, say, 5 years that get into coaching.
What?
And get jobs, go right into coaching. Now, I know people say, well, Michael Vick could get that because he's from the area and it's a HBCU. Let's see how that, springboards into the Power Four or the Group of Five or whatever.
But it doesn't have to. Eddie Robinson never left Grambling.
No, it doesn't have to. But
it doesn't have to.
If it opens up some of these opportunities at like for instance,
well, Virginia Tech would answer the call, right?
Let's just say Derek Carr decides I want to coach.
Mm-hmm.
does this springboard him able to go back to Fresno like that and be in a co-offensive coordinator or a analyst so he can get his experience?
It makes the phone get answered.
Yeah.
Right. And it's important, right? That we know people, you have teammates, former teammates that you thought would have made great coaches. Yeah. And for some reason, it just didn't happen for them. And then you probably got a teammate that made it as a coach that you're absolutely stunned by. You go, wait a minute, that dude's a coach. Like that dude didn't study. Like how did that dude become a coach?
Yeah. I mean, but I think you can get better at your craft. I think if you're invested in it, and I think, it's just opportunity, and guys that you got to get the opportunity. I mean, you got to think, the Bullock brothers or Daniel Bullock and all them, what they're doing, and coaching in the pros, never kind of be up for any jobs, both locally and nationally, right? But they're coaching in the pros. And you see a lot of guys, you're like, dang, you coaching? Or, even like, like a teammate of mine, Carlos Polk, he's an assistant special teams coach. With Dallas now, but he's been kind of bouncing around. I remember when him is just, he was at San Diego kind of doing it for free, so forth and so on. Another former teammate of mine, Ty Washington, was out there at San Diego. Now I think he's assistant, was at Jacksonville. And then I'm not sure where he's at now, where it's like, where guys are actually getting the phone calls or texts or emails answered, at a better rate than before. And so hopefully you wish them the most success, because I think what people are seeing that for the little things that they can't do as far as the experience wise, right? You should never expect somebody. I would never expect you or Jake Bach to be able to look at linebacker or defensive play at the same rate as me, because I have that doesn't mean you can't do it.
Different master's level.
And it doesn't mean that you can't catch up. But if we're starting right now, I would never expect that. So then for what these universities are doing, they're probably like, okay, well, let's surround them with as much support so we can get the best out of them. And then plus it's obviously putting butts in the stands.
Well, it's also learning that I'm never going to X and O with you. That's not where I can do the psychology.
Right.
Like I can be better at you know what? If you're going to put in 12 hours of film, I better put in 18.
Yeah.
Right? I better talk more to my players. I better advance scout a little bit better. I better understand the tendencies of a coach. Hey, Jay, here's the thing I caught so that you don't have to. Right?
Yeah.
It's my job to make my X and O guy better with the stuff that he don't have time to do. Your focus, lock in on what you do, you excel at. I'm going to fill in all the gaps, all them blind spots. That's my job. That's how the cycle works. And a lot of these former athletes found out, because not every former athlete is a film study guy. Not everyone gets that. Nope. Well, guess what? Find the one it is.
Yeah.
Pair it with the X and O guy, then the recruiter, then the uncle. Get the uncle in the room, and they all work.
Yeah, it's just it's no different than coaching. There's a lot of coaches that are still play callers. Some is like, all right, I trust whoever to call plays. And they're some guys are really good at facilitating. Some guys do a little bit of mix of both. Before we go to break, Wade Phillips was a defensive coach, and it was a coordinator, excellent coordinator. He had experience, I think, with Denver before he got in Buffalo, but he really was hands off as far as play calling. Now he was well aware, and people used to jam him up because he didn't wear a headset. He wore a headset when he needed to. He liked to get the feel of the game and then really get the pulse of the players. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was a big picture thing. He actually treated you like a pro, and they demanded you to be a pro and put people around you to accelerate that if you were not living up to the expectations he was. So that's a difference. But he was very successful wherever he went. I think he was in the UFL. I think he took a step away this year for health reasons, but was able to be successful at every single level. So thought that was good to start off with. I think we got some audio here for the next few segments, and we'll see what they have to say over there at Nebraska. Jay Foreman, DP, Bach. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovnep.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Second segment, Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie on the ones and twos. We got a rotation here while the two knuckleheads are out enjoying themselves all across the world, but we are holding it down like the champs we are.
I'm getting even next week.
You got to.
I'm getting even next week. I'm out. Deuces.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
UFC, Chicago.
Day or two early. Or 3.
I'm right now. If you ask me today, I'm going
on Monday. I just gotta be there just to be. You gotta check the temperature of Chicago.
I need to be there for the first press conference.
Yeah.
I don't need
for
to be
the
there
for the press pre press conference.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah. You know what? One team that's having a press conference, we'll queue up to the Nebraska stuff. I don't know if you saw DP that the Iowa Hawkeyes put on their social media the quarterback. Now he is a good quarterback, but it was a 5-yard, off schedule throw, essentially a toe tap catch. And it's like, folks, we now have us the quarterback. Got over 2 million views.
If you every other quarterback that ever played for Iowa, I am doing a social media protest. How are you going to talk about?
You don't think Stanzi and Beathard are upset?
Beathard? He got the league look. Like, how is he? How are you just going to say that?
He's still floating around somewhere,
right?
He's
like
a call away.
He's still getting paid. Like, I don't understand. Shame on you, Iowa. Shame on you. Shame on you, Hawkeye fans, for celebrating that nonsense.
Well, the thing about it that's funny. Now, he is a good quarterback. I think he actually, as long as he stays healthy, is probably the best quarterback they've had, or potentially, at least he can play the position better than anybody they've had. But, you would like to see a back shoulder throw. You would like to see a 50 something down the field. I mean, you threw it out, against scout team and bail technique.
Farley sent it to me, and I literally, why?
Well, it's Iowa. I mean, but you got to give them credit. They won, 9 games last year?
Yeah, but I felt like,
I thought I was waiting for something to happen, and I was like, oh, man, that was it. That was it.
It's Iowa. It is Iowa. And that makes all the sense in the world. But yeah, I said it to Barry, and Barry just started laughing. Like, that's my metric is, okay, what do we see here?
Yeah, you really couldn't see anything. But, I mean, I guess I don't know who number 21 is. I guess the better question is whoever guards 21, he is not allowed to get past 5-yard out. Because my man was running in slow motion. Slow motion.
But do we expect super fast Iowa receivers? Is that the playbook? Is that their history? That they have burners?
Besides Tim Dwight, no.
Right.
Like they've had a couple guys here or there, but it's like, man.
I mean, and the burners they got were from the state of Nebraska.
And I'm sitting on everything. I'm sitting on the scouting report on Jay Foreman. He's open for the double move. I don't care. I can catch up. I'm jumping everything. I'm playing off at 10. I'm gonna squat on you at 5 yards. I'm trying to pick everything to the
You're
house.
not even getting to the back pedal. You're just
nope. I'm playing defensive back like we're playing on a wet field and just
you count steps. You count steps. Like you're not measuring yards. You're counting steps.
Yeah.
3,
1,001, 1,002. Here we go. Yeah.
That's why I wonder why they win 9 games. It's just like you really are just playing checkers.
They just lull you to sleep.
Oh.
Like I don't feel like playing this anymore.
You run the route for him. You're like, hey, bro, at the top of the route.
Yeah.
This is where you're supposed to break.
Yeah. You know what's funny? A funny story about that. We played the Dolphins at the first game of the year, and we end up winning. And so we had a really good athlete. He played at Texas Tech. His name was Marcus Coleman. So he was a defensive back and obviously really good. We had some wide receivers cramped because it was so hot down there. So we put him in the game, because, he's 6'3", 6'4", I mean, he was, a great athlete. So we're about to close out the game, and they was going against one of the DBs from Miami. He caught like a 8-yard comeback. He's like, man, you slow on your back pedal. He said, hey, bro,
we'd have fought.
We'd have fought. A quarterback catches a pass on you. Like, yeah, bro, your back pedal a little slow.
We would have fought.
Work on that.
We would have fought at the 42-yard line.
But they was like, hey, man, we'll see you next week. Next time we play, we want to make sure your back pedal's better. I'll be watching you.
We would have fought at the 42. Quarterback quarter pass on me and said that. We would have fought at the 42-yard line. I'm just look. I'd have been like the ladies at the club. I'd took my helmet off, my gloves off. No. We got to throw hands now. We got to throw hands now.
Yeah, if you got somebody at your own position critiquing you, man, that's definitely in the way he said it. He just threw the ball and he's like, hey, man, you're a little slow in your back pedal. Game over though.
That's like getting struck out by a position player.
Oh, when they let the outfielders to pitch?
Yeah, that. At that point, I'm charging them out.
Just because.
Why would you do that?
Because that's got to be your only reaction though.
No,
because you don't want to deal with, because then you have to fight or do something to take the conversation away that you just got struck out by your fellow outfielder.
I'm going towards the mound instead of my dugout. Yeah. My dugout is a problem.
Yeah, well, you got to get kicked out of the game.
So yeah, and I'll be showered and out of the locker room before my team get there.
Right, you're already halfway home.
Hey man, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Send a text out. Good game, fellas. I'll see you tomorrow. I gotta go blow off some steam.
Get beat by a cornerback. Yeah. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, just like that, man. It's interesting. But Ellie, do we have some audio? We got Coach.
I should probably turn on my mic. We got Rob Dvorak. We have freshman linebackers. We got a lot of different things.
Do you have Coach Thomas? Since we're talking quarterback play, right?
Coach Thomas, that hasn't been cut yet.
It hasn't been cut
yet.
Let's do Rob Dvorak. How about that?
Which ones do you want? We got a few.
You pick.
Well, okay,
since you stepped up for
you're leading us right now. You're the quarterback.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. This is Rob Dvorak talking freshman linebackers.
Now we kind of have the guys doing everything, so we don't necessarily have guys doing specific things. We're teaching them everything about the position, both spots. So I don't have specific spots for them right yet. It's still early, and so just trying to teach them the whole defense, make sure they have a really good understanding and the fundamentals of the game.
Thoughts, opinions?
I mean, the one I think is the fact that they're teaching them both spots. The two must be two inside, spots is. One, it lets you know that they're capable, or any player that's a freshman that's capable to handle it. That's first of all, that's take the athletic ability and put that secondary. It lets you know that they mentally have been able to hit certain check marks that you can put more on their plate. And then secondly, obviously, for him to mention, they must be playing pretty decent enough to be even in some sort of conversation, or that they're progressing. So that's good. That means what you thought you recruited is obviously started to develop into, somewhere, specifically to that. Now, I don't think that, they're going to be starting game one, but I can envision, you're going to have to work your way into the lineup and continue to make plays in practice and special teams as well.
But you went through it, right? That first 10 days in practice and remeasuring yourself and seeing, okay, high school speed, high school leverage, high school playbook. And then here you are at Nebraska, and there's some dudes in the building, and there's the playbook's 10 times thicker, and you're tired. What's that? I mean, for linebackers, how quickly can you expect them to be up to speed?
Well, I mean, I think if they came in January, then obviously they would have been 10 steps way ahead of anybody or any of us that came in, because we weren't allowed back then to get here till August. But yeah, the speed of the game, the strength, was a huge adjustment. I mean, and then just the amount of practices. With Coach Osborne's practice, I was like, man, when are we going to get a break? Okay, just a break. Can we get a water break? Can we get a break?
Water makes you weak.
It was long, hot practices, and you just taking L's left and right. You just getting, but I think you spend, at least back when we came in, or at least I'm not gonna talk for me, you spend the first, say you started practice on Monday. So you spend the first, let's say, say you had 9 practices, and then you scrimmage 10 would be Saturday.
Mhm.
You spend the first 8 practices just getting
destroyed,
annihilated. Then the 9th one is a little kind of like dress. Then you got to go and sleep all night, and it's like, and you're not thinking like, okay, I might have survived, did okay the 9th practice. The 8 before, I'm traumatized, and then you got to put your helmet on and go out there, and you know the first offense is coming. That's Corey Schlesinger. That's the pipeline. That's Lawrence Phillips. That's Clinton Childs, and then T. Frage, and whoever the heck else they got out there in your way.
What play are you praying for to come your way?
The one that I like the ones that go away.
You like the ones that go away?
Yeah,
you want to be in the way. Okay.
Because you want to be opposite, because then you know you're the offense is expected to outrun you.
Well, you can make the hustle play.
I can make the hustle
Yeah.
play. Great effort.
You don't have to make the physical play.
Nah,
you can make the hustle play. I catch you from the back.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to get out there. Coach Osborne want to run out there.
That Foreman is a
he plays
hustler.
hard.
That dude's a playmaker.
And then next thing you know, because here's the thing that you got to worry about. And back then, it was like, if you were a scholarship, you're going to play the whole time. So you're getting all the business, first, second, and third team. Then you start making some plays. Then you start feeling good about yourself.
And then here they come.
And then here comes the power.
Here they come.
Here comes the toss. Here comes the ISO. And then Jay Foreman is eliminated from many of the factors. I remember it specifically. The first 2 series, I was making some plays, chased down plays, made a couple, tackles for losses. Then they started lining up and coming right at your boy. It was minus.
Film study was tough.
They didn't even watch us back then because we were practice dummies. You spend that first 6 weeks just getting your head beat in. I told you I called home. I was like, yeah, I had my good first practice. I actually I knew I had a good practice. Legit good practice.
Well, we'll have to replay the clips later. Ellie, they said they couldn't hear the clips.
They couldn't hear the clips? That's Bach's fault.
Okay, you guys can hear it, right?
We heard it. We'll have to do the NFL thing where we repeat the quote that we're talking about. Although you did set the table really well. So
yeah, well, how about this? We'll take a quick break, make sure we get our audio right.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? But Ellie has a break. Ellie has a built-in excuse this week.
Oh no, this is training camp.
Yeah.
No, this is training camp. We're
oh no,
Ellie, we cool.
Okay.
This is an exhibition game.
They're hitting you like Bill Belichick. Just do your job. Just do your job.
And I'm doing it.
No sleep, no nothing. Just do your job.
I could not.
She's a rookie. Let her make her bad reads. We're working on it.
That is right, man. When you're a rookie, Ellie, you just got to take the L.
I'm just getting beat today.
And just make sure you just answer the bell next time. You just got to take these L's. The L's are coming.
I'm trying.
Yeah. You're all right. It's the effort. You're making a chase down play, then you'll be good.
Exactly.
We got 3 weeks. Let's get it right.
Yeah, that's true. The time is now.
Time is ticking.
Yeah, the walls of Jericho is slowly but surely. That's the wrestling there, the DP. The walls
yes, sir.
are closing in on you. Now, what's closing in on us? We're going to take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hog Wild's giant sub baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovbneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There it is. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie on the ones and twos. First hour almost over. We have all the audio queued up, so make sure you guys keep listening to us for the next 2 hours after this. Plus, text line. Okay, now we're Friday. Everybody's attention, and everybody's going to be attention on the grill. The leader in the clubhouse for Jay Foreman for Smoker is Rec Tech. We are taking the poll again for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because if Rec Tech wins again, it's on.
Okay.
And Ellie, since you were missing in action and Kevin was here yesterday, we are having the grill guy Kevin and Jay. We're going to throw down this season. We're going to have a nice little cookout. Now, 11th Street or whatever that is right there will never be the same. Or that be P or what in between O Street and P Street or whatever it is will never be the same afterwards.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
But, you know, who was really serving us some spices last night was my man Tyrone Robinson. In his first game, obviously, he had been making some headway, obviously being drafted in the 4th round and being like a man-child out there and getting in to that defensive line group. And obviously, Philly wanted to replenish, lost some free agents. Good reports out of training camp. And then they played the Bengals last night. And he continued along, you know, what he's doing, ascending up and playing well. He had a sack, had a tackle for loss. He had a couple pressures. You know, I think for the guys that are backup linemen, that's hell on wheels. Get a dude covered out there that big, that fast, that strong, that jumped on him. But thoughts, DP, on Ty Robinson, you know, making his way as a rookie so far.
Well, we always used to talk about watching freshmen in college and how they participated and how they produced as to how they would produce as a rookie if they were competent and in play. Ty Robinson was a big, strong freshman. We understood what we were getting. We could see him moving people around and being athletic in the space. He's got a lot of help around him in Philly. He's got a lot of help around him. And listen, he got a lot of mentors.
Yeah.
He got a lot of forward. Plus, you've got a teammate that can tell you all the things you need to know.
Yeah.
And that is important. So wouldn't expect anything less from him.
Yeah, I think the big thing for him is, you know, you got Jalen Carter, you got Big Davis, and then have a really good defensive line coach to where the pressure isn't on him to come in and start. I mean, you know, he's big and strong enough, but he just doesn't have the NFL experience. So he's able to learn at a good pace, but then obviously you're able to get him to hyper focus on learning the defensive line position and Philly's style of defensive line. You got to think he's playing for. He has the perfect mix. You have Vic Fangio that wants to change up everything every single day, right? Even in practice. And then you have a defensive line coach that kind of shields him from not only Sirianni, the head coach, if he messes up what he did for Jalen Carter, but then also Vic as well. And so I think it's a really good position for Ty to be in because he's able to step in. And I want, number one, it's a winning organization. So that's getting drafted by Philly, lets you know that, it's a pretty big honor, but then obviously you know that when you go and show up to games, you got a really good quarterback, you got a really good offensive line, you got Saquon, you got 2 really good receivers, you got defensive line, you got everything that you need to be successful, and the confidence that you'll build of number one, being on a winning team in a good organization, but also seeing guys how they work and how to be a professional. I think the biggest thing that the Bengals saw last night when Philly's backups beat the tar out of the Bengals starters is how they practice and how Philly practices versus how they were practicing. The old story of, I talked about Charles, my friend that was a security guard, worked at Bank of America. When Tiger Woods, he asked Tiger Woods what wedge he was hitting, how he did it. Tiger Woods says, "That's why I'm in here and you're over there." It was an eye-opening game for some of those guys on the Bengals that's not named Burrow, Chase, Higgins. And I can't name anybody after that. They got annihilated.
Well, Ty's thing is going to be one that they don't need everything from him. So he needs to figure out what do the Eagles need from me? Right? How can I show out? Is it run stop? Is it pressure? Is it gap containment? What is it? And he can work on that because that's how he's going to make the team. Then you can show out. You can get a sack. They get you in as a run stop, and then you get your hands on somebody and make a sack. Okay, you just added to the party. The Eagles don't need they don't need for them to do everything. These teams do not. If you're the Bengals, Eagles, Ravens last night, it's the players who do the thing they were brought there to do because they all were brought there for something.
Yeah.
Do that like the Ravens punt returner.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna make the team as a rookie because of the receiving, but they put him back there in that punt return, and he took it to the house, and they went, okay, you probably just made the team. Well done.
Yeah. And the preseason's over.
Yep. For you.
Or you could be like Anthony Richardson and can't read a scat protection blitz.
Boy.
And you broke your pinky.
Boy.
Yeah. And a QB.
We talked about it yesterday. We literally talked about it yesterday. It said you got to figure out a way how to get through. If you're not healthy, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You're not healthy.
Too bad. Anyways,
Daniel
that's
Jones. Daniel Jones.
the computer guy.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is the 26-year-old version of the 40-year-old version, or 40-year-old version.
100%.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll take a quick break. Come back. We'll see if people texted in the grill options. But then, more importantly, we'll finally get our audio queued up of Rob Dvorak, Coach Thomas. Then we got Troy Dana giving the State of Union address for Nebraska athletics. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Hog Wild's giant sub baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie on the ones and twos. Second hour, a little rain here, man. It's like Florida. It's nice out. You see, got the sunshine out. We don't have any alligators. We do have squirrels going in and out of the trash cans, and
That's my fault. That's my fault.
What going on?
The squirrels. Squirrels are at hand.
Oh, the raccoons.
Oh,
the squirrels are your fault.
I saw a raccoon 2 mornings
the one across
ago.
the street that we saw that day. He looked at the dude, say, "Man, you interrupted my meal. Can you get going?"
He was on the patio.
Yeah,
he was on the patio this morning. He was just like, I'm telling you, he was posing.
Yeah,
he was posing.
Yeah, raccoons are funny, man. They definitely definitely will find their way into some food, and it will be mad that you interrupt their
bandits.
Bandits. They're a 3-star meal. Anyways, as we promised, we got some audio. Let's do Rob Dvorak again.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Alrighty.
All right.
I was hoping you would say that. I had one. So we talked a little bit about their freshman linebackers. Let's talk about who's actually stepping up within the linebacker room, who has that leadership role and is stepping up.
It's been a lot of the older players, the guys that have been in the program, the Deshaun's of the world, Buford, guys like that have been in the program who know what the standard is here. And so when you have guys who know what the standard is, they're able to set the standard for the rest of the players and kind of show them the way.
Thoughts?
I mean, I like that. I mean, you want your older guys to, look, I think you learn how to, I guess, be a pro. I mean, you could say that now because I think that obviously they're getting paid. So learn how to be a pro or learn how to mature or learn how what the standard is as a younger player by watching and copying the older ones. And the older ones have to learn it from either a new regime and who resets the standard, right? And a culture or whatever you want to call it. I call it the blueprint. And then the players need to take that blueprint and make it theirs. And so you like to, see that the older guys that have been here through different coaching staffs. Obviously, I think Singleton came in with Mickey, and then obviously was able to continue to, to progress here and came back for a senior year under Coach Rule. And then obviously Buford, I know for a fact he's a good kid on and off the field. And then you got Hartzog, and then you got guys like Javen Wright, and you expect probably Judy to step up, and you got other guys that need to. So you need your older guys, especially on the defensive side, when you have to replace I call it the comfort of seeing Ty Robinson, Nash, Jamari. You could throw MJ Sherman in there, James Williams. All those guys, they had the comfort of knowing that they were going to walk through the door every day in the meetings, that they were going to be on time, that they were going to work hard, they were going to get majority of the reps. Now these guys have to take what they saw and learn, make it their own, and then obviously, leave a good lasting legacy for the other players.
Yeah, when the coaching staff says that this will be a player-led team, there has to be some standard in the room. There has to be somebody that's willing to speak for the coaches when the coaches aren't there, to get into the corners, to be in these private conversations and those group chats that the coaches aren't allowed in, you need somebody from your squad who can tell you, no, this is how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
This is how this needs to go. Why is he chewing you out? Well, here's why. Why am I doing this wrong? Here's why. Somebody that knows, somebody that's already done it wrong. Now they're focused on getting it right. And then the urgency of having dudes who have been through that losing stuff to say, I got one more chance to get this right. I'm not letting a freshman mess this up.
Yeah, or to get the comfortableness, I guess if that's a word, out of any of the guys that felt they arrived. I don't necessarily get that sense, but the urgency has to be there. You got to have like urgency, empathy, accountability, hardness, and ruthlessness all mixed into one, and it depends on who you're dealing with or coaching or helping. And sometimes you got to check yourself. Sometimes you got to have some self-awareness of, all right, even though on the surface it might be thought of as a good practice, that's not the standard that I generally like to want to be held to. And I want to you should always hold yourself to a standard that you probably won't get to, and then everything will be fine. And so, a player-led team isn't always, I think sometimes people think a player's coach and a player-led team, that it's all like peaches and cream. There's not one team that I can remember, and that you can go all the way back to the 49ers. You can, and with Bill Walsh and Joe Montana and the guys, you can go to when I played. You can talk about Clemson. You could talk about Bama's run, which is over 20 years, Georgia, Michigan. It's never easy and it's never smooth. So what you're building now is the ability to come together and try to that you have some sort of togetherness and standard that you can fight through the adversity. So you like to see the older players that's been through it. And then more importantly, before we go into the next audio, I think the guys that he mentioned have been through the lean years, got a little taste of winning last year. So the difference. So when you're really talking to a freshman, the difference and it's clear. It's not like you're, talking about something you haven't experienced.
Necessary.
Yeah. Who we got next?
Do you want to stick with Dvorak?
Dvorak, yes.
Dvorak.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to when names come up, I'm bad with names.
That's all right.
That's why
I'm like, people's names all the time.
That's why I'm asking, hey, if I say a name wrong,
that's all right.
Correct me right away.
There's a reason I call him Coach Dana.
Yeah, that Holgerson is a catcher.
The first name's so much easier.
If the names ain't flowing, then I'm gonna get you the first name.
Coach O.
Yeah.
We're gonna look. He got asked a question. It was kind of a longer question, but to sum it up, he was asked, what's his ideal number of people that he would like to have play in each game?
Interesting.
As many as you can. I mean, I think ultimately the goal is to get as many guys as you can out there and as many guys you can on your team to play and be prepared. So when their time's ready to go, they're ready to roll. And so I don't know if I necessarily have a specific number. I'm going to try to get everyone to play. You never know. It's a long season. So get everyone prepared. You never know when the moment's going to come. Got to get everyone ready to play.
I think they've shown
that they have the depth for it.
Well, they've shown that if you're ready to play, and if you show them in the meetings and the practice, and have shown them obviously over to the off season or whatever they're doing, you're gonna get in the game. And and so because I go back to that first game again in Minnesota, nobody knew what Tony White's 3-3-5 or what the defense would look like. You kind of knew because of Jeff Sims, right? You kind of knew you're getting average passing and all that, right? And Coach Rule told you we want to be physical. Tony White was like, hey, look, we're going to start you at point A. We can deal with if you don't go straight to B, but if you end up at C, it's good. And then you saw them, I think, in the first quarter. They played I think the guys that were announcing the game, they said, dude, Nebraska played 21 players. And so I think they're all trying to coach guys to get them ready. Not only that's how you develop players, but if they show that they can handle it on a consistent basis, they're going to play in some form or fashion.
Yeah, that's always interesting for me. Because the more cooks in the kitchen, the more likely things will go left. If it's one chef, if you know who the boss is, you know what you're going to get. I don't know if you're wrong in the number of people I like if it says that you know how to coach, that everybody's going to be well taught and everybody's going to be well formed, use as many as possible. The problem has been in recent years that not everybody that played was prepared to play.
Right. Yeah.
And the standard wasn't good.
Yeah.
If I've got 4 people that know my schemes, know the playbook, make good decisions, then I'm cool with that. It's in basketball, we always talk playoff rotation, right? That you shrink it in critical moments. When it gets important, when the games get important, you have to shrink it. Why? Because the more people you put in and play in the situation, the more things that can go wrong. And it identifies your tendencies.
Sure.
Right? So if I've got the same 4 linebackers out there for downs 1 through 3, I'm tougher to scheme against.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like playing a 3-4 and you don't sub when they start to go into 11 personnel or 12 personnel.
And you don't go to your pass rusher.
Right.
Oh, well, I don't know who's coming.
Right, you don't know who's coming. I think, the biggest thing is you got a ton of guys that have shown the potential to play, and that's great because you want to play them. You want to be able to develop, and that's obviously a recruiting tool as well. As like guys are going to play. I think the biggest thing is role. The roles are identified, right, and everybody welcomes their role, especially when the season gets going. You got to be the best at your role, and then when you do that, then we can go to step 2 or possibly step 3, and then obviously the guys that you expect to play. Majority of the snaps have got to be the guys that earn it, continue to earn it, and go out there and play well. And then when the time comes, you add more to other guys' plates. And so I like it that, guys are, he's having, probably conversations that he has to play. More guys are in the mix. More importantly, I will say this. I always talk about Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman, and I always tell people, if you want to learn, if you just grab two guys off the street and they want to know, they say, hey, you play linebacker, who could I watch and just learn how to play linebacker? If I watched them for 30 days straight, just 30 days straight, I would tell you watch those 2. And more importantly, if I had to tell you to go watch
that's Warner now, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's different. And I would say if you had to watch a college, just what they're known for, it'd be like Penn State. They're known as linebacker, right? And it's just simple things. And so that's what you probably want as a coach. You want to know from year 2 to say year 8, then you're like, okay, all right, this is how they play. We know it's plug and play. It could be number 45 this year. It kind of looks the same and you get the same production.
Well, and I can only speak from the knowledge side of it that my number in basketball, we would have 3 5-man groups. They played together all the time. I could rotate them, and I would run the same system, same defenses, no matter who was on the floor. And it didn't matter. Ideally, that's the way it works if everybody is coached and trained and accepts and develops at the same level. It's when that doesn't happen that you go, okay, now I got to shrink this, right? My first 2 5s I can put out there together and just rotate them. This third 5, I'm going to have to use y'all special.
Yeah, and it does take time. I mean, I always talk about when the light finally went on for me and Greg Williams, nickel, dime, penny, peg, all the different ones he had. And that was probably about week 7 or 8 in the season. And it wasn't by a lack of effort. It was just a lot. And I didn't start really knocking down and getting some of those type of reps until I was able to, accept the knowledge or whatever it was, and then able to go out there and verify it. So it does take some time. But, first and second down, I was good. And so that's where, the meat of my reps came from. And then I was able to earn some other ones. So it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. It's a long season. You're going to need a lot of guys. So it's good that they got options. Does he have any more for Mr. Dvorak?
Yeah, we got this one. I want to look at it. It's just out of Phil Snow.
He's talking about Phil Snow?
Talking about Phil Snow. Let's see what he has to say.
It's been really good. Obviously, he's been in the game for a really long time. He's been a coordinator for a long time. He's coached a bunch of different positions. So just to have another set of eyes, I've worked with Coach Snow for a long time. I've learned a lot. Everything about football that I know has come from him. So he's a mentor of mine. So to have that in the room, another set of eyes, just a football coach has been doing it a long time at a really high level. So it's great having him.
So listening to that, the question I have for you is, with Phil Snow and coaching staff, what's your confidence level in Phil Snow?
And Phil Snow?
Yeah.
Well, he's a consultant or I guess or whatever. So
Mhm.
he's done. And listen, he's done it at a big time level. I know Phil Snow's been successful. Period. I've seen it. Went against it. He coached the defense that beat or the Arizona State team defense that was able to beat us down in Arizona at Arizona State. When we were playing in '96, I've seen him be successful. Obviously at Temple and other stops, and actually when they were down in Carolina, they had a pretty salty defense, and I think he was a D coordinator. So Phil Snow being a mentor and being that defensive consultant and really the a person that number one, he's coached a ton of different positions. Number two, he has familiarity with I assume, and I feel that I can assume that he knows what Coach Rule wants from his defense, and then obviously he's being a help to Coach Butler if he needs him, and then obviously Coach Dvorak. I think he might even coach Rob Dvorak when he played. So I think it'd be nothing as as an asset. It's very rarely. Sometimes like you're out there and you get these linebacker coaching jobs, and then you're out there kind of trying to spinning your wheels, and then boom, like I said when I played, heck, we going into a bye week and they finally get it, the third down package. So somebody that knows, the ins and outs and seen a lot. There's not a scheme or a play or how an offensive coordinator or a system has tried to attack any defense that he hasn't seen. So he's able to probably trim the fat per se and be able to articulate it in a way that he can be very, very helpful, but not confuse you by what he's saying because he's seen it all. And so, I think, as long as it all works out and the whole communication thing is good, it should be fine.
And I think it just comes down to style of coaching. The question I have is kind of going back to some audio we had from John Butler. I hadn't really heard John Butler speak until I listened to that press conference. What's your opinions on John Butler's style of coaching? And didn't you go to a few of the practices last week or this week?
No, I know John Butler. I know of John Butler because he coached in Houston, where I played. So I know people that know him.
Yeah.
And then he was a defensive back coach for Buffalo for however many years before that. And so the thing that I was told is like, this dude knows football 1000%. And he's football all day and all night.
The time. Yeah.
So that alone, I know how right there. And then I've seen him I feel in Buffalo, one of the things that's always hurt Buffalo, and I know the salary cap kind of does it, is that they never invested in particular in I felt like continuously drafting guys, right? He's always had to do more with less. And so that's where that takes a different type of coach, because when you're in the pros, and you can have Jay Foreman and DP, and we're supposed to be really good, and we decide to take a year off. We are on the team. He gets fired. So for him, you know what I'm saying? So for him to be able to do that lets me know he can coach and has been able to coach different ways. He's an East Coast guy, so he's going to be straightforward. And so really, I think the biggest thing is just getting the guys on the same page, because everybody's going through this process together. Because the guys that have been playing for Ty's been here 5 years, 6 years, they're now gone.
You've played high school, college, pro. When it comes to coaching, do you think they need to have a different style of coaching throughout each level, or do you think it's like a standard throughout each one?
I don't know.
Obviously
He can speak on it. I think the biggest thing is that, you got to have like your core values. I think you coach high school kids significantly different than college and the pros, but I think the biggest thing, I think players are very aware of if you're coaching it like if you're being authentic. That's the worst thing I think you could do as a coach, is try to be like DP would coach different than me, right? Because we're two different people. So if I try to be DP and totally out of my self, players are going to be like, man, you're just faking it. So I think the biggest thing is you just got to, the fundamentals or the standards that you have. And then obviously, you got to coach guys differently because guys learn differently.
Yeah. How about you, DP?
I'm in the space that it gets easier the higher up you go.
Yeah, because they're more invested.
They're more invested. They're more formed. They're more knowledgeable about all the things. It's much more difficult to coach ankle biter because you're explaining too many things. Middle school, high school, you're still explaining a ton of things on the freshman level, JV level, varsity level. You're still working at different levels, but they have experience. College, at junior college, you still have to work some basics into the form.
Yeah, a lot of basics.
Right? You can get to the advanced stage at a Power 4 and not understand it until year 2, right? Because every scheme has another scheme, an under scheme, a developed scheme behind it. You may learn cover 2 principle, then there's a shell, then there's an adjustment and an audible that goes with it. One, you can change individual coverages within the group cover based on down and distance situation circumstance. It's easier because Jay's going to know what I'm talking about, why I'm talking about it, and the benefit from it. The person at the junior college probably won't.
Yeah, I think the thing is that's funny, and as I'm thinking about it, is like when you're in the pros, they expect you to know. Well, first of all, they expect you to work at it. It's your job. But I've played it with guys that didn't have any fundamentals. The best thing that you can do now, I think the biggest difference that I learned going from the pro or for college to the pros is the investment actually from the coaches to really go out, work with you outside of the time. Now they're busy, they got to do what they got to do. They got a ton of stuff they got to do. But I think you see a lot of guys in the off season. I used to always lean on Coach McBride back here. He'd always watch some of my tape and he would give me little tips and I would go work on it. Now I wasn't doing that to go against any of the coaching, but in the off season, they're trying to probably draft my replacement. My job is to make sure that they can't do that. So I think where you see a lot of guys, they'll go in the off season, work on some of the things that they need to get better at. Because in the pros, what people don't understand is like everything's like limited. Your practice time is limited. You can't hit that much because you got such small rosters. It's almost like that in college because you're paying these kids. And so really you want to make sure everybody is at their peak on Saturdays.
What's the different roster sizes compared to college and NFL?
53 active. So it's actually 50 because you don't really count the kicker, punter, and the snapper.
Sir.
Well, okay, I'll be nice. It's Friday. It's 53, right? And so then say you got 10 practice squad guys. So let's just say it's even 70, right? Now in college, even if they go when they go 105, you got 105 guys.
So travel squad is the real group. You compete each week to be a part of the 75 or 65.
So essentially that's it. The 75, but in the
if it's a home game,
in the pros, that doesn't change. And then in the pros, there is no sub. Like I started seven years, and it's like I ain't looking at the sideline. I ain't coming out. So there is no like. He talked about he's going to play guys and rotate. Oh no, You're expected to be in shape and play at a high enough level that you're playing all game. So the guys that are the backups, you're the backup. That's the biggest difference. And so when you look at how you practice, even I remember my harshest lesson was from my man, Rusty Jones. And he was like, look, man, you can't be in here doing all these hang cleans and stuff during the season. You can do like one or two sets. He's like, I'm going to get fired if you throw your back out in here because they only care about you getting out there on Sunday.
Well, and they don't want more work because of you.
Yeah. Then you got to
show up, bro.
Yeah.
Show up. Don't go out here and do too much. I need you to get some rest. Right. So I got you on Sunday.
Right. And that's the most important thing. So that's the biggest. It's a different philosophy, but it is definitely different. But it's good to have coaches around. You see it in the pros. You see some like Dom Capers now, right? So we always talk about Dom Capers. He's a head coach. He's been a very, very successful defensive coordinator. I think he might have been the defensive coordinator when Green Bay won the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Now he's like a defensive consultant. So he has 3 or 4 hats that he's able to wear.
He's in Green Bay now, right?
He was. Last time I checked, he was. He pops up everywhere.
I'll tell the story off there.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Anyways, we'll take a quick break, come back. We'll have some audio maybe from Coach Thomas, because that'd be good because he's the quarterback coach of Dylan Raiola. So Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Copple's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Copple since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hot and humid for your Friday. We'll get close to 100 for a high temperature, but throw in the humidity and you'll feel more like 105 to 107. We have a heat advisory that'll be in effect from 1 this afternoon until 8 this evening. We'll drop down to 75 for a low tonight and hit 85 for a high tomorrow with a slight chance for a couple of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity, positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
.430 on O Street, live in effect. The rain just came and gone, which is good. The sun is out and the humidity is up along with the temperature. But one thing that's been heating up is obviously Nebraska's quarterback, Dylan Raiola. There's nobody else that we should probably ask the hard question. Did they ask him some hard questions, Ellie?
We got Dylan as a passer, not a thrower. Dylan's routine plays and QB2 battle.
All right, let's see what he says about Dylan.
Okay, let's do Dylan as a passer, not a thrower.
Not particularly in that practice. He did make a couple of throws today, and I think what excites you is when you start utilizing. You're a passer, not a thrower. That's what we talk about a bunch. As far as the anticipation element, as far as pace, as far as touch, fitting into intentional throws. He made a couple of those today, and you could really tell it was a purpose involved. And as you start seeing that, there's a comfort level involved, and that's what creates some excitement as far as that development moving forward.
Kind of like driving the ball, like not just throwing pretty, but throwing hard.
Yeah, particularly like we did some red zone stuff today, right? And we talk about shorten up, quicken up, because the windows get a little bit tighter. So you might have to put a little bit more pace as those windows tighten. So, example of like that, and he fit it in a window just on time, and good things happen.
Yeah, it's good to hear. I mean, I think those are little things. I don't think it's when you come in with the accolades that Dylan has, I don't think it's a talent thing. Now it's like, okay, now it's just more like the little things that accentuate your talent and understanding the game. And obviously the red zone in high school is a lot different than college. So, there's one thing, even defensively, how you play the same coverage that you call in the field or in the first part of the red zone is a lot different than when you're in the red zone. So you need to practice it, because it's more of a mental thing as well, because you have to check yourself. It's no different than closing out the end of a quarter in basketball or half, or, knowing that there's one foul, no timeouts. You just play it differently. And so the red zone, along with some of the things that he said as far as that they work on and constantly, put those mental triggers out there is good to know.
How much of his growth this camp is going to be on his learning his new receivers? Because I think that's the biggest part of his transition for this year is learning where his receivers want the ball, how they want it, how do they come off the top of their routes? Can he throw them open, or does he have to throw the body?
Yeah,
that's important for a young quarterback to know his guys.
I mean, I think that's probably as important as any of the play calls. I mean, maybe in this case, maybe I wouldn't say more importantly, because you got to call the right plays. But I think knowing that makes the same play have four different ways.
Well, it looks better when the athletic arrogance shows up.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is so say like you run a skinny post. Mm-hmm. The way you throw the skinny post to Key versus Barney versus Hunter versus Mims,
Carter
Nelson, Linda, it's the same route. I guess the route, which in the theory, if you have the same guys and the different guys running the same routes, the plays look different. So I think that's how you go to the next level, because like you talked about defensively, you don't have to sub. Offensively, you don't have to sub, because that
can Lindenmeyer run the seam route, right?
He can run the seam route, and how he catches it is he, like Gronkowski, his catch radius was stupid, right? Or like an old school tight end like Mark Bavaro, obviously he didn't have as long as arms, so he's more of a body catcher, right? So you as a quarterback, you got to know where you got to throw it. Like Jason Witten, right? He's a former basketball player, so he has really, really soft hands and really, really good hand-eye coordination, and he can catch in traffic really good. So you could back shoulder him on a seam route against a linebacker with really good coverage. With Gronkowski, you could just throw it up there and he'd catch it with his RoboCop elbow. So I think those are the things that really, one, it keeps you going during camp, but then also it makes camp easier because you probably worked on that all, off season. And then on the flip side, as a skill position guy, your main job, and I remember, when they would talk about Dan Marino, Mark Clayton, and Mark Duper, your main job is to ask the quarterback, how do you want this route run just in general?
Well, where's it going to be open? When's it going to be open?
And where do you like it?
Right?
Where do you want me to come out of my break?
And the communication between, are you throwing me to green or are you throwing me to safety?
Yeah.
Like, because there's a difference. Can I trust you to throw me away from Ronnie Lott?
and that comes from experience. You talk about if you want a real life, like recent, understand it. It's Tom Brady and Julian Edelman, Tom Brady, Wes Welker. When you look at when they would run those shallow crossing routes or sit down routes in between two defenders, linebacker, safety, linebacker, outside guy, or whatever, linebacker, nickel, knew it. He'd throw it low into his body so he could catch it and he would be out of harm's way.
Yeah, to know that part of it, I think that's going to be Dylan's biggest thing is to learn, again, fade routes. It's a thing that they love calling. Okay, back shoulder's different. Depending on who it is. Red zone. Who are you going to trust? Third and 7.
And also when you really dive into it, and this is where I started to really, I guess, do my own advanced scouting, and I really didn't have to do it because I wasn't on the offense, but if you get a dime on the refs, right, especially in the red zone or in crucial situations and they chart everything, right, whether it's the crew, a certain ref, maybe even certain situations, that has to go into your mental bank.
What are they going to let me get away with?
What are they going to let us get away with? What are they going to call? And it brings down your risk percentage significantly. So I think it's always the little things with the really good and talented players. And the hard thing now is just with so much movement, right? And transfer portal and all that, you have to spend a lot of times in the offseason working on those things versus, just going out and learning the playbook. You got to learn the playbook is the bottom floor. Learning how you need to run it within it, the confines of the offense and your skill set, and the quarterback skill set is another thing.
Well, I mean, your coordinator, your quarterback coach, your receivers coach are learning what Dylan believes in, what he trusts himself to do, which is when you talk about becoming a passer, it is trusting that, this play call that coach is going to want 3rd and 7, it's the play that not only will work, that I know I can execute.
Yeah.
Right? Don't ask me to do the thing that I'm not sure I can do. And that time that's spent looking at the court, you've been in the huddle where the call comes in and you hear, oh, man, because they know that's not what we want to run right now. That's not what we think will work. And it's not something we feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's a good comment. I mean, good point there. Like, I think that's a tricky, like, slope to go under, or be as a player, because now why are you having that reaction? Is the
coordinator? Is the play call
right? Or so now you're going to go out there because you don't like the play call. And you're not going to run your route that needs to be the clear out route good enough. So then now Jay Foreman can't get out open or whatever. See, that's where you need to have the player accountability. I've looked over there.
What you call it, man?
With the call and knowing. And I'll talk about Aaron Glenn. I'm reading about Aaron Glenn right now. Aaron Glenn is the head coach for the New York Jets. And Vic Fangio is a Super Bowl winning coordinator. Okay. And we used to run this defense called Cover 8, and it's cover 4, and it could be as aggressive as you want or just a static cover 4. We played it really. In the field, the 20 to the opposite goal line to the 20 or red zone. We play. I would rather just play cover 8 the whole time. It worked against the Colts and everybody else. But when we got in the red zone, Vic wanted it different. The defensive back coach articulated, Coach John Hoke, Brady Hoke's brother, and then we had Todd Gray. So we had a good staff, and Dom wanted it differently. So that's 5 different guys. You talk about which we were in a bye week, and we put up the charts up there. One is over the base defense, is the nickel and dime, and there's with the coverage we need to get better. And Vic was like, "Well, we're in the red zone, and we run cover 8 red zone special, not cover 8 red zone." but the special. He's like, we are giving up points like 82% of the time. Aaron Glenn, who don't say anything, stood up and said, why the hell you calling it then? And it wasn't articulated that.
Right.
So that's a legit, because we got data, right? We have data that is not working, and it was mass confusion. Versus, I've played with guys that we would run, open eagle, knife, cover 4 or cover 7, which is essentially, man to man. Well, in particular, a defensive lineman that I'm thinking about in my mind didn't want to run the knife stunt because he actually might have to go down there and be the setup guy or set the pick in the pick and roll. Well, then you can't have that. That's where you got to have guys. And now you're going to do that because it's not all about you getting to play. So however that may be, worked out as just is probably as important. And that's where the player-led team has to come in.
Well, it's the trust, right? That coach is going to be right.
Yeah.
He's going to be right. Sometimes it's the play. It may be the right play call. It might be the wrong personnel.
Yeah.
Right. And you looking into, you know what? Previous play, 2nd and 12, I got 5, but I took a shot on the sideline. I get back to the huddle, and they got me running a stretch route. No. They're looking over the sideline like, that ain't going to go. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Like, that's a problem. You need somebody in the space to correct it.
Yeah.
And to fix it and go, you know what? Time, coach, DP ain't it right now.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah, and police yourself. But I think also when you said right there, players are obviously not at a high enough or not high enough rate. You can do the wrong thing, right, and have the right intentions. The coaches can call a play that might not be the right play. What we were taught is like, you make it right.
You run it, make it happen.
Right, and you make it right because just because you don't feel like it's the right play doesn't mean that defense on the other side knows what you're doing. And that's why is when I talked about running those clear out routes and all that, those are a lot of times as important or more important than the guys that are getting it, because when you play against Randy Moss, okay, and he gets out there and he has his body language like he's taking the top off. If you don't think Jake Reed and Chris Carter benefit off of that, then you're crazy.
Yeah, I would always ask that question of players. What do you want to run here?
Yeah.
But all that's in the advance. That's during film study. That's in the install. That's all those things. 3rd and 7. Here's what we see. Here are the particulars.
What do you like?
What do you like?
Yeah.
And if we like that and then we go practice it and we run it 3 times and we nail it all 3 times and then that situation comes in, we're good. But if we said we like this, run the skinny post here, coach, I can get to the hash pretty quickly and shut it down. And then he calls something else?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I've been on both sides where it's like we've practiced a scheme or a defense all week and we're expecting to run it, and you spend all this time of special packages and you never run it, and sometimes it doesn't time up because we aren't playing good. Now I think sometimes people think as players, right, sometimes you can look for the instant excuse. Well, we didn't run it this one. No, we actually, when you sit back and really we played like hot garbage. We didn't give them enough confidence.
Don't get down 14. We can run what you want.
Yeah. I don't think people understand the mental side of calling plays and being in a rhythm and knowing that you call a play or call a defense that's set up to have a winning outcome, and then you have a explosive play for whatever reason. Jay Foreman doesn't line up right. I miss the easy tackle, or I don't give DP a basic check that we put in March or whatever they start to get together. And then you're up there, however many feet up there, and you can't feel the energy. So then you're automatically on your heels. That's why teams like to come out offensively with the script. It builds confidence. You already kind of know what you're doing. The 15 plays, if you listen to Bill Walsh, it generally gets you through 2.5 drives. Then by that time, whoever else is helping you has already got a dime on the defense, and then therefore you can continue along and dominate. And obviously it worked out real well for the 49ers way back in the day.
Yeah, a lot of it for Dylan, it will be his understanding of what Dana wants to do, right? The conversations that he and Dana have had, that the receivers have had, And then, quite frankly, you can build some things. You know what? Play action. Well, has the run game been working? Because I can't hold Jay Foreman with a play fake if the run game ain't working. I can't throw behind Jay's head or the play fake if Jay don't care and he's just going to sit there anyway.
Yeah.
So this is the stuff that when you learn, having experienced players and player-led teams where you can have those conversations, it makes the game operation simple. It makes the play calling better, and then it makes it easier to execute.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's a good segment. We're going to take a quick break, come back, have a short one. And at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, I think we're going to queue up Riley Van Poppel. So Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at LOVBNEB.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today. Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity? Positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Quick segment before we get to the 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. DP had the updated. If you got Christmas, plan. DP has what the options are. DP.
Yeah, the NBA just announced Christmas Day 2025. ABC and ESPN will kick off with the Cleveland Cavaliers at the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden in the traditional kickoff Christmas Day. San Antonio Spurs, so Wemby versus the OKC Thunder and the champs. The Rockets and the Lakers. So you'll get the Hollywood sitting courtside. You'll get the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors, and then the nightcap will be the Minnesota T-Wolves and the Denver Nuggets. So it's a full day of Christmas.
Yeah, with the NFL trying to steal his thunder.
They're gonna. What were the NFL games? There were two that were.
Well, it was Kansas City at Pittsburgh because they clinched.
Yep.
And I don't know what the one before that was, but I think
I like them all. I like them all on Christmas Day. I don't particularly. This don't belong to anybody. Give us all the entertainment. Like, give me all the entertainment.
There's nothing better than a holiday of just watching sports.
Give me all the invitation. Like,
no, Ellie, you don't think so? What?
Depends on who's playing. I'm not going to just.
Okay,
I'm watching anything.
Who would you like to play, Ellie?
Who would I like to play?
Who would you like
Give
to
me
watch?
Sport.
Okay, football.
Here's
Christmas.
Here's Christmas Day.
Christmas.
Here's Christmas Day. Dallas, Washington.
No.
Oh, that's the quickest way to get fired.
I know you like Washington. I know you do.
That Jay Foreman, talk to her.
I know.
Jay Foreman.
That's a legendary game. You should just listen before you answer.
I'm going to turn my mic off.
The Detroit Lions and Vikings. This was the conference championship last year. As a matter of fact, determined the 1 seed. And then the nightcap, Broncos, Chiefs. All on Christmas Day.
I'll watch Broncos, Chiefs.
All right. Well, you got 1 out of 3.
Man. Boy,
that's a rivalry game. All of them are.
She Cowboys and Indians, she don't like the America?
Quick.
You don't like America? You don't like America?
So nobody quote that. Ellie doesn't like America.
What is happening? The Cowboys and Redskins, the Washington and Dallas.
Cowboys are just so hard to watch.
which makes it better when Washington beats the pants off of them. Like, it's there. You're forgiven for that. We're just teaching here. Yeah, John and Cortland got it right. Bleep the Cowboys.
Yeah, for life.
Like that is the correct response, John and Cortland. See, that's why you get an extra black shirt. That's why you actually get the black ticket shirts, John and Cortland, right there. Appreciate
It's always bumped the Cowboys.
Right? Yeah. Like, come on, bro. This is how we get there. Cubskers with it, too.
There's nothing better than when football season starts and it's on essentially every day.
And that's a Thursday. Christmas is Thursday this year.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about when the games really get started. There's nothing better.
So good.
No, give it all. So you don't even have to do anything. You can just plant right down on the couch, open up a little presents. You know, we too old. We don't believe in Santa Claus no more. I ain't trying to break nobody.
No, I got the receipts.
You still believe in Santa Claus?
I got the receipts.
Hey,
I got the receipts. Santa.
Do you leave out carrots for the Rudolph and the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
I used to.
She still does.
She
still does stuff.
It's called having a magic. It's called having magic with it in you.
She still does.
Yeah, you know it does.
Cookies and milk.
When she tried to emphasize I used to, that means you
yeah,
still do.
cookies and milk. Cookies and milk sitting on the table next to but
anyway, little elf on the shelf there. That's right there.
I still have my elf on the shelf.
I
never went away.
Ella's a small town girl, so I have to remember that from time to time.
It's all good. Anyway, 2 hours down, one more to go. We're gonna take a quick break. Come back. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Last hour on a Friday, Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, the Old School crew, live in effect, 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th Yankee Hill, 85th and Andremat / Old Cheney, 168th and Maple. Is going to be a pretty good grilling weekend. So make sure you stop in. They got plenty of options, and I'm going to stop in on the way home, even though I'm probably zoned in on my Rec Tech. I went and checked it out on the sneak at a couple places just to try to get the lay of the land, see how it fit in, see if it fit the style that I wanted. But we had some stuff. Also, we had some stuff from Troy Dannon, DP. I call it the State of the Union, but he was able to talk for almost close to an hour on the state of the program, state of the athletic department, and obviously, with the season coming up, he was able to get out in front of the people, the local people, and give his thoughts. What'd you think?
Well, I like the fact that he was clear in the revenue share, and that Nebraska was going to, max in at 20.5 million, to take that out of the discussion. We've heard several of the non-revenue sports coaches come in on the ticket and talk about the fact that they weren't going to be negatively affected by revenue share, so they weren't going to lose any funding for anything that was going on. So it was good to hear that. The overall commitment to all sports, right? Trying to be a part of the Crown Championship, and taking pride in the fact that the other sports were participating. Yes, Big Ten championships, a couple of national champions in wrestling, and in track, bowling, moving over to Conference USA and giving them a better chance to measure themselves and have competitive matchups throughout the course of the year. So, yeah, the State of the Union and things are in play, that he is concerned, he is connected, and that he's hands-on. Like, he's not just sitting back on the throne looking down. He's actually paying attention to that. And then, of course, he gave the academic GPA shout-out, which always gives me hope that, somebody's at the wheel.
Yeah, when you talk on that last part, academic, Keith, Dennis LeBlanc, Keith Zimmer, Kim Shellpepper, and the whole. Well, first of all, it's a athletic department. It's important to the athletic department that kids that come here have the academic support. I benefited off of it. Was able to graduate early, but the standard was you will be a student athlete, and they still hold to get all the athletes, and particularly I'm sure on the football team, accountable to continue to do that, even though you're still getting paid. And also I think they look at that when they're recruiting both men and women, to come here, that you're here to get a good education, to get great opportunity here at a great university, education wise and support wise, to better yourself. So that's important. And then also, I think it's good that, you put people at ease that, they were able to make the 20.5 million. So they're able to operate, as a whole, as whole. And then obviously it sets forth the path, unlike, say, like in Iowa State, where they, have got to look at what they possibly have to maybe cut in the future in some other programs as well. Maybe not have to cut, but maybe don't get to the threshold of 20.5. Where Nebraska is able to give all the student athletes, coaches, support staff, and so forth and so on, all the means to go out there and compete at the highest level. And so, look for, to have a close to an hour long press conference to be able to talk about everything that you've done and where you see is going, and maybe ease some of the anxiety out there is pretty big.
Well, 11 academic All-Americans, 11 more, which is a statement. And then his purview of the women's sports, and understanding that you're drawing crazy numbers for season ticket, for ticketed women's sports, athletics, and to have that number and to have it available for you, including talking about that, the attendance, you're talking about South Carolina level. Well, South Carolina is the North Star in women's basketball, and that you're talking about attendance in the ballpark, right? That softball is competitive in that space. So good for them. Women's soccer, that they're driving attendance in the space. 1.3 million tickets sold in the ticketed sports. That's impressive. But again, there's 2.1 million people in the state. Like, you're drawing enough in this thing, and you have a competitor, and you're still pulling that, and it's there. The excitement over having Danny Busboom Kelly in the room, paying tribute to Greg Sharp and all the things that are going on there. He was connected. I mean, he spoke of Aramark and what it would mean to have better food in the facilities, and different people, not without kicking any of the old relationships out of the building. Of course, beer revenue and beer sales in the stadium. So understanding what that is, being aware of the frustration of older ticket fans. They want hand and ticket. The mobile ticket aspect has its benefit, and it has its problems. To just acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Just to acknowledge them is just a thing that is important.
Yeah, I mean, the acknowledgement, that's a form of communication. Obviously, we talk about the youth, but it doesn't just stop at the youth. I mean, my dad's obviously older, and he hates the mobile ticket, but it's obviously, the communication from the head man, which is Troy, to ease some of the angst, and then also just knowing that he's, holding, I guess, taking accountability, but understanding as well. And then is like, look, this is the process that we know that's better for the whole. We'll help you along the way, and then it'll make things a lot better in the future. So it's always good to be out there to address little things and be able to come up with numbers that, look, women's sports is taking off. We're going to continue to support it. They add seats for volleyball. Like, was it this year or?
Well, when you're moving some of the event to Pinnacle Bank, so that's a thing. I didn't know the thing that he talked about, Jay. He talked about that this coming year that Nebraska will host, Lincoln will host 5 Big Ten championships. 5.
Yeah.
That, wait a minute, both gymnastics, both outdoor, the track. You talked about the track being available in late spring. They're going to add 2,500 seats. Temporary bleachers for the Big Ten championships here, plus the baseball championship as well. Tell me more. It's easy to get caught up in addressing the same old, but to dive your hand into it and speak to the understanding of NIL, the transfer portal, having rock steady coaches for a change, right? Especially in the major programs, having an opportunity to be national champions in several sports.
Right.
Interesting conversation.
Yeah, it's things can change, overnight. And, just a couple years ago, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but, Trev ends up taking another job. And then you got, a year kind of a feeling out process, see how he does it. Now it seems like things are a little bit more steady. So now you need the big dogs to continue to be the big dogs. And obviously that's Nebraska football and volleyball. And then obviously with even like baseball, being on the uptick, they were able to win the Big Ten. Now let's see if you can do it in the regular season in the Big Ten tournament. Softball having a, legendary year with a, great player, Jordy Ball and everybody like that. Then women's basketball, men's basketball, track and field, gymnastics, all that. The standard is raised, and obviously that's going to allow Nebraska to be more profitable across the board. And so it's really good news from the athletic department and the athletic director. Heading into, I'm assuming what school starts in a week or two, along with, got a football game. So I'm sure the school starts Monday and then the game's Thursday. For me, if I was there, school would be optional.
I was going to say, do you think they should just cancel school that day?
That's the question.
Like, hey, school's canceled, but that means we better see all of you at Arrowhead that day. Good luck with your travels.
Well, I mean, there'll be students at Memorial Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we were asked to be there to add to the event for students that are not going to Kansas City. There are folks who have training and they've got things going on. Don't know the numbers, but we'll be there. If you tell me that you're gonna send 60,000 Huskers to Arrowhead Stadium, bravo.
Yeah,
like that's a big part of it. Gee, Cincinnati, what are you doing? Y'all okay?
Did you guys know what time it was at?
Did we not send a memo? Was your internet down and you couldn't order tickets?
They don't care as much as Nebraska.
Like what was happening in Cincinnati?
Not much. That's their problem. I think that Cincinnati's stadium is only like 38,000, so they're suspect at best. And so I think with the student athletes or in the student body, I think there needs to be. Oh, who would we contact to say, you know what, we need a couple days off. Start the year.
Question.
I would think that Mr. Dana would be a good start.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, let's reach out to the dean, reach out to
the president,
chancellor.
Maybe the president. Right?
Yeah. Like what are we doing?
I think it's the president.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
That call.
Yeah, we'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
Right. No tests. Just keep going over the basic syllabus
so
for 3
mad.
days.
I'm not an alum, so me reaching out would be kind of hypocritical. Like I can't just come. Hey, y'all want to give you students and your alumni a day off?
Hey, you don't know me, but I care a lot. Can you please?
In my experience, not here, but in my experience, the best thing for you is just, tell everybody you have to write a report on what it was like being in Kansas City for that game.
Nobody's working Friday.
Extra credit.
Ain't nobody. Come on.
You think class is on Friday? Just imagine if you have a 9 o'clock class on Friday.
You win on Thursday night in the season opener. You really?
There's going to be class. There has.
I mean, we're going to be here, but I don't imagine that everybody's working Friday.
No.
Friday morning, or working half days, or taking vacation days.
Jake Sorensen and them. Jake Sorensen and them need to be there.
You know, Jake and his 12 beers in Kansas City. Like
and eating everything in sight.
At Blur. Like we know how he gets down at Blur.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Look, Jake needs to be open. Or Jake needs to be here.
He said he was going to remote in. He wanted to stream in the morning after. And I was like, no. We literally just talked about that. Like, did you bump your head? Did we? Like us folks who will be here, we'll carry it. Get in the car at 8 a.m. Friday morning. You can come and do the afternoon. Like we'll flip-flop schedule for the people that are here. We'll go in the morning because guess what? We'll be okay. You go to Kansas City. Don't tell me you taking Friday off because it's Labor Day weekend and they want Monday off too.
No, Jake needs to work.
No, I'm ahead of the game. Like I've got
bright and early.
I've got a spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet. Don't mess with me about that because wait a minute, because Farley's like this. I'm going to do sports on Monday for Labor Day. Don't worry about me, Bach. I got you. There's certain people, Jay, they will be willing to work on Monday on Labor Day. Don't care. Then there are those. You know you can hear that sound in the phone.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear none of it.
I have volunteered Jake Sorensen.
He's like Hunger Games.
Yeah,
he's a tribute. He's a tribute. He has
to volunteer him, man. He'll be all right.
He's a tribute.
Yeah.
Hold him up, Jake. You're gonna have to be here. Well, listen, there's Friday because Thursday we know that it's a travel day, so some people are gonna be traveling. Then Friday, day after, Saturday it's still a sports day. We have shows all day.
Yeah.
Right? Sunday. There's some of us that do shows on Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday. Oh, you want the day off?
No, Jake will be all right. He sent a text. He'll be here bright and early. 5:30. Him and Nick.
We gonna see.
Him and Nick.
Oh no, Nick gonna be
Nick gonna be turned all the way up. Nick gonna be turned all the way up.
Harrison is already posted. Like he's ready to hold people accountable.
Right. Oh, I know he is.
Like Harrison will be at the door with a clipboard.
Harrison's the substitute teacher. When you used to get substitute teacher, you're like, oh, this is a day off. Harrison.
You know he was a bus patrol, right?
Yeah.
You know he had the orange strap with the badge on
the sidewalk.
Safety patrol. It was an honor to be safety patrol in middle school.
Patrol.
You were cool.
You were a narc. You were a narc. You were.
Can I see your hall pass?
Yes.
Do you have a hall pass?
Hey, then Harrison the other day had to be like, well, why'd you get done so quick? Every time DP here, you take we up against the clock. I'm following the rules. Now you mad because you put the intro on too long.
Oh man, oh, it is so funny. Like DP, you told me. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, but it's better to have a rule follower than a rule breaker. So. Anyway, real quick. DP, we didn't get the audio from Riley Van Poppel, but he talked about going against the offensive line is helping him, I guess, progress faster. But then also he's saying that the experience that he got in the first 2 years is going to pay off more than people probably projected right now.
Well, the persistence of going through the bumps and bruises of college football, the learning that's required of high-level college football.
Yeah,
you've got the name and the legacy and all the responsibility that goes with that, because he didn't come in anonymous, right? People knew the name. It's the thing. The expectation is a little bit higher. And then to go through the bumps and bruises and stay here, right? Because there was some opportunity for him to leave as well. To stay here, put in the work, be patient, be a good teammate, to be a team guy and work it all through. And now it's his opportunity, chance to shine. He can lead if he so chooses. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously, the main thing is the main thing. I think, I think the transfer portal will slow down with this whole revenue sharing that you get locked in with contracts, but then also, there's not much better places you can get than this, and being treated well. Obviously, push, you're going to earn it, but you get obviously highly compensated. But then, it's more importantly, it's the opportunity. I mean, I think when everybody thinks everybody on the roster is getting paid $10 million. There's some guys that are getting paid, obviously, a lot of money, right? And then some guys that aren't. Majority of guys aren't getting NIL money, or a lot of it, or a big share of the revenue sharing piece. So really, all the things that are outside of that are probably more important. Do I have an opportunity to get on the field? What's that opportunity look like? Do I like where I'm at and living in the university? And we talked about the academic support. Then you look at all the tradition, and obviously we have really good facilities. Then you really have to think twice, and then obviously third or fourth time about the possibility of making a move. But more importantly, you're not going to be able to do any of that, whether you're thinking of the pros or anything like that, until you handle your business. So I think that's where, I like to hear from Riley Van Poppel. He's like, listen, I am trying to be the best I can be and maximize my opportunity. And going against a veteran offensive line that has more experience about playing is going to do that, and it's the only way you can do it. So every day that he shows up, it's a workman's-like mentality.
Yeah, and it takes some humbling to measure yourself and decide whether this thing is going to matter or not. Like, in what degree it's going to matter. Like, tell me you want to be the best you can be. To say that out loud means you had some quiet conversations with yourself. Yeah, I'm willing to go up and go through what I got to go through.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to have that conversation to figure out, what? Can he lead here? Can he start? Can he play? Like, to acknowledge that those things exist and that I'm going to be responsible for it.
Yeah. I think he's shown it. I mean, like a lot of players, and I've been in that position where you show flashes, bits and pieces, and obviously, if you're playing behind Ty and Nash, you're not coming in starting unless you're, really phenomenal. And now you got to do it on a more consistent basis. But when you go into a leadership role, like we talked about at times, where Dylan's at right now, where like Javen's at right now, where the Deshaun Singleton in there is a little bit different because they've been playing and they've been leading it for so long, but they got some young guys they got to get going. To provide that depth there in the defensive backfield. It's like you're every day that you are showing up and working, obviously you're going to potentially or ideally work your tail off, but you're actually thinking about yourself last. That's the hardest thing to understand, because you're working hard for a bigger purpose than just for you to get on the field. It's the difference of going from the freshman mentality to the redshirt sophomore or junior mentality.
Well, the difference between, as you said, those early days of being thrown around the club, right? You're getting thrown out of a nightclub by bigger, stronger, faster athletes. And then at some point you say, you know what? I'm going to fight back. I need to get good enough, strong enough to fight back, to compete. And then it's, you know what? Forget competing. Like I had to convince myself I belong. Now I belong. Yeah. Now I can compete. And now I can excel. Right? Now it's my turn to throw some people out of the club.
Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm tired. When you get sick and tired, that's when growth happens.
Hey, man, there was some long walks back to Abel.
Just
and
head down, kicking rocks.
You see sometimes you see the football players riding around. They got scooters. They got cars. No, you just got annihilated. Okay, for 2 practices in the Nebraska heat. You're like, where am I? I remember one time looking up, like, where the hell am I? Why am I even here
today? 100 plus, feel it.
No, but with the pads and you get just ran through, then you got to walk all the way back to the dorm. Just depleted. But anyways, I think that makes the best of you. We're gonna take a quick break. Come back. There's an article, top 25 college football rivalry names. See what it like. What is it? The Egg Bowl. That's probably the legendary one because the Russian
ham and egg bowl. Yeah.
Well, the Egg Bowl is because the Russian commentators, when Elijah Moore took a leak on the goalpost. But anyways, Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at LOVBNEB.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one. all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie on the ones and twos, battling this week. These two chumps decided to go on vacation, and particularly just one. Austin's understandable, Nick, not so much. But to shed some...
And he chose to go to Canada.
That's right. But that fits him, though. And Nick's going to come back with a Canadian tuxedo. But anyways, an interesting article, the top 25 names of rivalry games. Now, obviously, you know the Egg Bowl, which is obviously Mississippi State. Obviously, it was always famous, but came into light and with the Russian commentator's call of Elijah Moore scoring and then acting like he's a dog urinating on the goalpost, which was a penalty. The kicker missed the extra point. Mississippi ends up winning. But here's a funny one, though. DP, I don't know if you ever heard of this game here. It's Georgia State versus Georgia Southern. 11 meetings. So we're not talking about a long history. Georgia State leads at 6-5. So that is a true definition of a rivalry. Almost, you win and lose, half the time. It's called the modern day hate game. That's like the Hatfield.
I appreciate it.
That's like the Hatfield and McCoys.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. The 100 miles of hate, Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Officially, 100 miles of hate.
I like that one.
You just get
what game you going to? I'm going to 100 miles.
100 miles of hate.
Yeah. What about the Baylor Texas Tech, the Butt Bowl?
Which is appropriate.
Is that the actual name of it? Spell it.
BUTT Bowl, the Butt Bowl. And if you've ever been to Baylor, and definitely if you've ever been to Lubbock, it fits them to a T. But they say this. They say they're here. The BU stands for Baylor. The TT stands for
Texas Tech.
And they thought that was.
You thought that was cool.
It's Texas.
Perfect.
It's Texas. There is no logic in Texas.
Ever.
In Texas. This is the one. The Battle of the Bricks.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Bricks with Ohio and Miami of Ohio. I didn't know that some of these actually are a thing. The Ninth Island Showdown.
I like those.
Hawaii and UNLV. Is Nevada an island now?
In your mind.
Okay.
You lose enough money.
That's what I'm saying. Like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
What about number 18?
No. This is the one I've been a part. This one I've been a part of. The Battle of the Brothers. Utah and Utah State.
Yeah. Now that's real.
And they really don't like each other.
Yeah, that's real. And you throw BYU in there.
No. That's the different one.
I know that's the different one. They all can fight each other.
The Holy War. The Holy War. They literally call this football game the Holy War. And BYU and Utah.
Now, what's the reasoning by that name? By the
Holy War?
No, why do they call it the Holy War?
Because
we know BYU obviously is Mormon. Now,
whose side is God on that day?
Utah is what? Christian?
Utah it's still Mormon.
But it has more
just
Christian.
As they identify it as Jack Mormon. Jack Mormon. Jack Mormon is you are Mormon without all of the you can sip a little soda. Like you can have a little caffeine.
A soda or a drink?
A caffeine. You can have a soda. Neither one of them are going to tell you to go have alcohol. Right? But the caffeine, you can't have as in the Mormon church, you can't have caffeine. Any caffeine. Coca-Cola, coffee.
you
none
can
of
do
that.
vodka
ketamine.
Red Bulls.
No, none of that. Put it down. Like they've got
That's called
they've-
Tiger Blood.
They've created their own soft drinks, and it's big business out there. So they have these soda shops
Yeah.
that are they're caffeine-free soda shops. Oh,
So it's just fizzy water with flavor.
fizzy water is it, bro. Fizzy water is it, and I know
So
that
you-
I
so
know
let-
that
let-
Nebraska and Creighton think they dislike each other. No,
No.
because this is worldwide, so it's the worldwide religion, and they are talking about, well, God is on our side. Well, not on this Saturday.
That's
So
what
what's-
I'm worried. Every time I would play Central Catholic in high school, I always felt like God was on their side a little bit more because they were a Catholic school. If you played a religious school, I always felt like God was
How were
always
the
on their
fans?
side. Awful.
Yeah, they listen.
The worst.
They repent on Sundays and when they go to school, because I'm telling you, I just know from the little experience that when we play in club sports, when we used to play some of the Christian schools or whatever you want to call it, boy, their fans are out of control. They're worse than our fans.
The list lists the Brawl of the Wild as number one, and I would have laughed at it, except so in my sports bar days in DC, every year I would get the phone call, and I was kind of the goat of bringing in ball games and having alumni meet and greets in DC. I had 3 big, huge satellites on my building. I had the space so I could actually hold several events. But I get a phone call and it says, "Hey, can you broadcast our rivalry game? Can you guarantee that you'll have the feed?" And I was really good. I was really good at getting the feed, so I knew what it was like. Yeah, I'm the guy. They're like, "Okay, well, we're gonna bring you a bunch of people," and I'm like, "Yeah, I hear that a lot. What's your?" At the time, I had Texas A&M and Texas, so I would get 700 people. I would get UCLA and USC, and I'd get 1,200 people. So not a big deal. You're a bunch of people, ain't a lot to me. This is, we're going to have 2,000 people to watch this game. And I'm looking at the schedule like, well, what game were you talking about? No, it's the Brawl of the Wild. Ma'am, what are you talking about? Montana versus Montana State. And Jay Foreman, let me tell you, I thought they was joking. They came in, shut it down to the point. Hey man, I didn't know people from Montana was rolling up, locked and loaded.
Yeah, you can have that.
They're ruthless.
You can have it. Matter of fact, you can just have the keys. I'm done.
Weapons. We had to have security.
Those mountains.
To set. These Montana folks came ready. Like, listen.
That's when I'd be on a trip to Canada.
Hey, bro. But every year, Jay, we would generate like $28,000 for this one game.
Oh, that's all right then.
Oh, it was worth it. It was worth it for the staff. But you just went, what are we doing? What are we doing? And they would come in and they'd give you their $20 like to do this, and we would donate back to the alumni, to the various alumni, because this is back before social media and cell phones. So the fact that they could draw 2,000 people, well, they do it through the Senate down on Capitol Hill, and everybody that worked there they would show up. This was the rivalry of all. I'm telling you, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, the bonfire at Texas A&M, 12 midnight the night before the game.
Yeah.
We would have 800 Aggies show up at midnight to watch the stream of them lighting the bonfire.
Yeah, well, Montana ain't not a lot to do. And so they come off.
I had no idea.
Though.
I had no idea.
I mean, Marshall against Western Kentucky, the Moonshine Throwdown.
Love it.
There's some interesting names, man. And then you got Bedlam.
I'm still on the butt one.
Deeper than hate.
Yeah.
Deeper than hate. App State and Georgia Southern.
Then you got the Kansas State against Iowa State.
That's the best name. That's the best name. Farmageddon. That's the best name. That's the best. And the biggest little game in America, Amherst and Williams. The Soul Bowl.
Yep, they got it. Then I mean the Red River Shootout. The name is the game is probably better than the name.
Yeah.
Number 18. I got then let me see the Tecmo Bowl. Obviously Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. That's just pretty cool. Colorado, Utah, Rumble in the Rockies.
A lot of people would not know the Boombox Classic.
No, they would not.
But when the HBCUs get in there, Sonic Boom, the Sonic Boom is the Jackson State band. And that is the best band in the lane. Now, Texas A&M will tell you that their band hasn't taken a loss in 150 years. But Sonic Boom,
yeah, they take it. They got the band scholarships. Then the other one is, which is probably, I know people is like, I'll say Deliverance. It's the Old Mountain Feud, Appalachian State against Marshall.
Boy,
located in the Appalachian Mountains.
Moonshine Central.
I've been up there one time.
Beautiful.
Moonshine Central. Moonshine Central. Please have the game during daytime hours.
Yeah.
Because black folks are not going up there at night. Ain't gonna be no accidents. Ain't gonna be no. You're not getting me with an accident. No.
You better be fueled up.
No, you're not. Listen,
get the
man.
hell up out of there.
Listen, man. Make sure your gas tank is full on the way in before you get there.
Yeah.
Right before you hit the mountain, make sure your gas tank is full, and make sure that you have gas to get out, because it'll be a little bit darker and it could be a problem. It could be a
keep
problem.
your keys between your fingers.
We're not stopping for no. Listen, 3 cars broke down on the side of the road. Head down, keep your eyes
Hope
forward.
you guys are going to be okay.
Keep it moving.
Keep going.
Keep it moving.
That's got to be 11 o'clock kickoff.
That's a horror movie waiting to happen.
Well, I mean, Pitt in West Virginia is just as bad. It's the same deal. When you go to Morgantown, if you wearing the wrong colors, it's a deal.
Yeah.
It is a deal.
That's what you miss about college football with the obviously conference realignment and all that, is these games. It doesn't have to always be the big teams. It's the teams that when they play each other, Utah State and all that stuff, it's for real. Or BYU, Utah State. And then obviously the BYU Utah is an interesting game.
That's my
I'll probably watch it just because I wish you could do Beam Me Up Scotty. I would like to go and just observe and then get up out of there.
Well, here's the thing. It's a better
BYU
game when it's in Provo, because then you get all the rules of Provo.
And that's how you end up because
That's how you end up married.
That is not happening.
Jay Foreman, they are not letting you get out. There's some get out action happening in Provo with Jay Foreman show. Look at that.
It's not happening.
Jay, they'll walk up to you.
I grew up with a dude that was Mormon. It's not happening.
Jay Foreman, they'll walk up to you. How tall are you? They're doing the matrix calculation in their heads. Hey, I got a 6'2" daughter. How tall are you?
No. I grew up with. I mean, Darius Moore is a good dude, but I was like, man, I don't know how you do it, bro.
No, Everett, you need to go out and go to a game with Everett. Go.
I'm just gonna be honest. Brothers that live in Utah, I told you my boy Greg is out there. He loves it. He's from New York. He's from the Bronx.
They never leave.
He won't leave.
The fact that I left, they said you escaped. You got out. Yeah, I got out. Becky had to come get me. That was the real thing.
But when
Becky had to come get me.
When you say I got out, that's like you just left prison.
And
I know Utah's beautiful.
And it changed him.
Not prison. It's just different. That's
I know it's different.
The right way to say it is that if you, just like here, if you play football at the University of Nebraska back in the 90s, you are set for life. You're a legend for life. Anybody that knows you thinks of you that way. You get perks and benefits forever and ever and ever. Well, the same thing applies at Utah and BYU. If you're in forever. Forever. And whatever you need. Listen, it would be offensive. It's like going to Vegas with Everett. And
is he from Utah?
Everett? No. His daughters went to BYU. His daughters played volleyball at BYU.
So that's why he lives there.
That's why his
He
daughter
didn't play for the Jazz?
He did a run. He actually coached for me. So when I was an exec in the CBA, Everett coached for me.
All right.
Everett was a head coach. So, but he's an athletic director now at a high school, at like the prominent high school for sports.
I know he's doing well.
You think of the Jackson Dart, the Dart family, those folks, that's his high school. Those are his people. And they love it.
I think of Jackson Dart. That's exactly my point.
That's why I went there. That's why I literally I named that family. So the Wilson family, Zach Wilson,
Nope.
Him and his little brother,
Nope.
That's Everett's. That's Everett's high school.
He went to BYU.
That's Everett's high school.
I gotta find.
No, he went to Candy Creek. He went to Candy Creek. That's Everett's high school. So the Wilson brothers, so the two quarterbacks, Everett's high school. They play for Everett. Jackson Dart, his brother, play for Everett.
The only reason I go out there, because I would like to get Everett. So listen, man, we're going in here. We're leaving cell phones outside. I got to find. I'm gonna ask you a question. How much did you guys get paid?
How much did you get paid
to throw that game against the damn Duke Blue Devils? I was tormented. I cried. You guys lost by 30 points to Duke, and you guys smoked them the year before.
It is a deep, deep, deep secret. Literally, I'm sending you a picture that he sent me an hour ago, and it was of the. As a matter of fact, I'm just showing it to you. It's of their last reunion with Coach Tarkanian.
I know.
Like, he sent this to me an hour ago. It's been sitting in my phone. He tells a story that he could write an anonymous book, but it could not be released until he is gone, until he's passed away. He says, I just refuse to tell stories and then not be able to start my car in the morning. He goes, because the moment I write this book, my car is going to be done.
I'm going to do that.
Like, it's Vegas. They mean that. Like, he's like, listen, I am not writing. He goes, DP, if you're still around, I'll give you all the stories, but you can't write it until I'm done, because they'll know I told you.
Exactly.
Like a burn book.
I remember watching that game. I was like, there's no way in the world they losing like this. I don't care what Larry Johnson says. I don't care what anybody. You had George Ackles and then my man Anderson Hunt and Greg Anthony. What I did, it better have been a lot of money.
But here's the thing. So you know the critical foul, right? The critical foul of the game?
Yeah.
You know who issued that foul?
Who?
Everett Gray.
All right, man, we got to go for it. That's the only reason. That's the only way I'm going to Utah. We're going to have a one-on-one sit down, like on 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Turn all the mics off.
Yeah, you gotta be in a dark room.
Yeah.
With literally that.
He's over there. We turn the lights off.
Hey, man.
It's like he's in confession.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Like he's in confession. All right, now come clean. You have to change his voice. Yeah, you got to change your voice.
Right,
Yeah.
different lights.
Yeah, I know you act like you got a wig on.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll take a quick break, man. Put a bow on this bad boy. Jay Foreman, DP. Ellie, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village. At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through August 10th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice boneless New York strips for $8.99 each. Duroc whole bone-in pork butt, $2.99 per pound. Colorado peaches, $1.99 per pound. And Busch Light 30 racks, $17.99 each when you buy 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hot and humid for your Friday. We'll get close to 100 for a high temperature, but throw in the humidity and you'll feel more like 105 to 107. We have a heat advisory that'll be in effect from 1 this afternoon until 8 this evening. We'll drop down to 75 for a low tonight and hit 85 for a high tomorrow with a slight chance for a couple of thunderstorms. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Might be the most suspect thing I heard in the last.
That is something. Wow.
Go to be Monday. Be interesting.
That is just okay. We're gonna have
It should
questions.
be eventful.
We're gonna have questions Monday.
Oh, we got questions right now, but we're not getting them answered. We'll get answers about Monday.
Yeah.
A lot of things to be changing on Monday.
Right.
The great start on the weekend, though.
Right.
Would you, hey, DP, what's your plans for this weekend?
Man,
what's your plan for tonight?
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna order food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bachelor until Sunday night.
Uber Eats.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Something I ain't got no business ordering.
Yeah.
100%. Gonna do that and watch the Commanders and watch the Browns. Big
Good
screen.
Friday night.
Big screen. Commanders. Browns
Normal
on the
stuff.
smaller screen.
Normal stuff.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
And I'm 63. So if you told me the Village People and Casey and the Sunshine Band playing in town and I don't go.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fire up.
Like, I know all the
I'm gonna fire up my
songs.
charcoal grill.
I know the playlist.
Yeah, I'm gonna put.
So you
Casey,
can tell me the set list.
I'm gonna put Casey and the Sunshine Band on, and I'm gonna grill.
Yeah.
Have me some libations, and then probably have my little hieroglyphics nightcap. What about you? What exactly are you doing this weekend, and who are you doing it with, Ellie?
Right.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
I'm going to Casey and the Sunshine Band with Bill Bush, my father, and I think Sipple might show up.
Oh,
if I could, you know what we want? What walk
I know
up,
it's weird, but
what
ever since
walk up song is that with you?
I have,
Just
well,
have Sipple lead it.
I know.
You go second. Your dad third, and Bill Bush. You guys, we need a name of you guys, your band name or your name, and then we need a walk up song.
Well, it's Ellie and the Sunshine Boys, apparently.
Yeah,
I like that.
Apparently,
I want my name. I want my
Ellie
name
and the
in
Sunshine
front.
Boys. They're that quick. We only have to go to the text line.
They have been planning this for months. Like they talked about it on early break, and
There's no math about that.
Yeah.
There's no conversation that starts with Steve Sipple and Bill Bush talking about going to see Casey and the Sunshine Band and the Village People. There's no conversation. There's no math for that.
But it's math, though. It's the new version of adding how they changed in schools. They changed.
Hey, Jay.
They do
Hey,
it
Jay.
backwards.
Hey, Jay, what are you doing on Friday? Little boogie shoes with Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Here's the best part about it. Bill Bush will drive his truck. I'm sure you're going to ride
he
with
told me he was wearing jorts tonight.
Wearing what?
Jorts.
Jean shorts.
Okay, that's fine.
He's
Okay.
John Cena. He's going John Cena.
Okay,
I've never seen him in anything besides his colorful T-shirts he wears during the summer and all black.
Right, but now he's going to wear that in one of his colorful T-shirts.
No, they're going to dress. They need to dress as members of the Village People.
No,
That's what I'm saying. Like all 70s.
But the best part is you guys are going to arrive regular.
Mhm.
Sipple's going to ride his motorcycle, and then he's
To the
gonna,
Village People.
with a leather
Sipple-
jacket in the sleeves cut off, showing off the gun.
So he's the third member of the Village People. Is that what you're saying to me? That hey, I'm your boogeyman.
It would be worth it just to buy a ticket across the way.
Just to see the
Just to
interaction.
see.
I am going solely just because I want to see it. Like I like seeing people that I work with on the outside.
No, I need for one of our listeners to get to work with AI and take her dad, Sipple Bush, and make them the Village People.
Yeah. There you go.
I can
That's
do
your
that.
ticket listeners. That's your job. Anybody sees a picture, anybody sees Sipple.
Hey Jay,
we want to text it in
got on my boogie shoes
on Monday 3 to 6.
I got on my boogie shoes, Jay.
Yeah, and I'm
This should be
boogieing. Are
interesting.
you boogieing? Anyway, good 3 hours, good week. Ellie, you made it. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You did a phenomenal job.
We're getting there.
Of picking up the pieces and
It's
doing
been
better. We just had a wipeout over there.
Yes, we did.
Which then leads into the weekend.
Yep.
For Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. Appreciate it. We'll holler at you next week. Have a
He
great
tore
weekend.
that leg
Look-
up.
hey, look at
He
this
tore
shit.
that leg up.
I want to be able to see, but I
He
can't.
tore that leg up.
That shin is gone.
Oh
Bro,
man.
Anyways, we'll holler at you next week.
Bloody shin. Bloody shin.